answer lies in the heart of battle.
King of Iron Fist Tournament.
Mugen TV versus Corner.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
Hey everyone, this is MugenLord here, and I'm back again with another video. Now, if you guys don't know, yesterday was the release of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate second DLC fighter, the hero from Dragon Quest XI, or just Dragon Quest in general. And a lot of people was waiting for this character because after E3, we pretty much had got, I guess you could say, a window of release for this character. They said, you know, summer of 2019, so a lot of people were speculating whether or not we'll get it in July or August, and you know, of course, Banjo-Kazooie be getting the fall. So yes, yesterday we finally got a demonstration of how the character plays along with patch 4.0 of the hero, and I must say that here's my first impressions, and I must say that the character is pretty interesting. To me, in my opinion, I think as far as all the sword fighters are concerned, I think this is one of the most unique sword fighters that we have in this roster, and I must say that I'm very impressed. I was a bit nervous during E3 when they first revealed the character because he pretty much had a couple animations borrowed from Link, Robin, and probably, I guess you could say, a few other sword fighters, and I noticed that's what's going on as this Smash Bros. Roster tends to expand. You're going to start seeing similarities in movesets, which I don't know, kind of disappoints me in a way. It's kind of like how Joker did, because there was nothing unique to me, in my opinion, about Joker as far as his animations are concerned. He pretty much a copy and paste of multiple different characters and just give him his persona and just call it a day. So I was kind of disappointed in his character, but this was pretty much different for Hero. I was really impressed of how much love and attention to detail that Sakurai and his team had put for Dragon Quest Hero. And if you guys don't know, the seriousness of Dragon Quest franchise in Japan, it's a cult phenomenon in Japan. It's a really big deal, and it's kind of I don't know, it kind of irritates me how when they announce Hero, how a lot of people here in the West are like, who asked for this character, who asked for Hero, like, what's Dragon Quest? And people tend to forget that, you know, when it comes to these DLC characters, or when it comes to Smash Brothers, it's not just about catering to the West when it comes to DLC characters. It's also they need to cater to their Japanese audience as well, because come on, Smash Brothers, Nintendo is pretty much a Japanese company, so it would make sense that they would try to cater to their demographic as well, and Dragon Quest is one of them. And we did get Banjo-Kazooie, which is more popular in the West, so we got a Japanese catered character, and then we got a West Side catered character, so it all makes sense. But back to the discussion, Hero is really interesting, unique, and you could tell by Sakurai that he really wanted to display this character personally. And I think also showing off a gameplay trailer wouldn't have been enough to describe how this character works. So I think a full description from Sakurai himself, him doing a live stream, seeing the character in action and explaining how his movesets work, really does help, because looking at his reveal trailer, it was quite confusing about how you used the command menu and everything, which I'll get into with the character, since I have hands-on time with the character myself for the time it took me to download it. And there's another thing I was surprised about. I thought it was going to be a lot of traffic to download the character, but I really believe that Nintendo had really took their time planning everything out of how they're going to get the servers ready to be able to handle the updates for 4.0 and able to get the character, because from what I was able to see as far as Joker was concerned, people had a hard time trying to get Joker and everything. That's why I waited the day after the release of Joker to be able to download them without no issues. But with the Hero, I had no issues with that at all. I was able to just turn on my Nintendo Switch and get the update, and I got Hero. So the first thing I did, of course, was try out the classic mode. And with the classic mode with Hero, it's more so stamina battle, similar to RPGs, where you just keep attacking, you know, your enemies or monsters or bosses until their HP depletes to 0 and you win the match. So pretty much most of his match consists, classic matches consist of that. Depleting their stamina down to 0, and then of course the last boss, you pretty much fight Robin at the end, which I find kind of ironic. And after you defeat Robin, after that Charizard will pop up as a big dragon, and you take him out, and that's pretty much the end of classic mode. So I dived into trainer mode to test out the character in general and everything. And I must say that Sakurai wasn't really lying when he decided that he wanted to go, I guess you say, as far as his animations and how the character emotes when he does particular attacks, that he wanted to be very expressive with the character. And this character is very expressive because he wanted to reflect Akira Toriyama. If you don't know who that is, that's the artist and the creator of the Dragon Ball franchise. He really wanted to express that because, you know, a lot of Akira Toriyama's artwork or characters, or when it comes to his anime, which is Dragon Ball, they're very expressive when it comes to when they make particular actions, and he wanted to reflect that. And he wasn't lying. The Dragon Quest hero character is very expressive when it comes to all his sword swipes, his jumps, everything that he does, even down to his run. It looks very epic. So he does have a lot of emote to what he does. So I really appreciate the attention to details that he done with the Dragon Quest hero character. Now, as far as some of his moves are concerned, his forward tilt is kind of interesting because his forward tilt, he's allowed to use his shield. It's like a shield bash, but the shield bash, if you press A the second time, he comes from a shield bash to a sword swipe. And also with the shield bash as well, you'll also smack enemy projectiles, which I think is pretty cool. Overall, you know me, I'm a sword fighter. I use Link and I use Cloud, and the first thing I always want to check is his up, his up air, his neutral air, his back airs, and everything. And I must say that as far as his air attacks is concerned, I think his back air is kind of, I don't know, it's not really that good. His back air kind of sucks because the startup on the back air is pretty slow, and because like I said, he's very expressive and everything, and it takes like a few charge that he does before he swipes it out and everything, but it's very strong once it makes contact. Now, I know what you more so interested in is how his commands work. Now, this character, to me, in my opinion, is going to be very, very, very technical as far as like competitive play is concerned. And the thing is, I'm not a competitive Smash player, so I won't be able to tell you like the viability of this character just yet. And plus, this character, it's too early to really determine where this character rank is as far as the tier list is concerned. But as far as just like looking at the character overall and the tools that the character has, this character has a whole lot, and this character is very unique. Now, some people's already saying that the character is broken because of some of the abilities that the character have, but I don't know, it's kind of too early for that. And to me, the character seemed quite random when it comes to his ability, because if you don't know, if you press down and B, you get the command menu similar to like an RPG where you select the type of attacks and the commands you want the character to make. Now the thing is, he has a set number of special abilities they can use in the command menu, but they are randomly generated after you press down B, or when you shield, the command menu go away and you press down B again, you have a whole nother randomly generated list of moves. So you can pretty much cycle through until you get the best command layout that you prefer for any given situation. So this character is going to be very hard to predict, because you don't know how the outcome is going to be when you're going against the character, and you don't know what the situation is going to be while using the character. So this would make this character kind of unique and kind of really going to be annoying to go up against, because you don't know what to expect. And already me as a Smash, me playing Smash and playing Sword Fighters, it's still a lot that I have to learn with Link, and it's still a lot that I have to learn with Cloud. And then trying to pick up a character such as Hero and trying to main a character like this, I think this character is going to be far too complex for me, because now not only do I have to keep in mind of this character's aerials and his combo potential and everything, now I also got to keep in mind the abilities that he have at any given moment when I enter his command inputs. So that's something else I got to keep in mind. And since this game is so fast paced, in my opinion, and trying to read my opponents, worry about the neutral game, and then on top of that, knowing when to open up my command and pick out what attack. Now, since I don't really have a lot of knowledge in the Dragon Quest franchise, and even though I played Dragon Quest Builders, which I got most of my knowledge from Dragon Quest from, and Dragon Quest Heroes, and I recently bought Dragon Quest 11. Well, I won't say recently, I bought it back in December of 2018, but never opened it yet. Because of some of my knowledge of Dragon Quest Heroes, I know some of the names of the abilities, but I'm still not too familiar. So that's going to be an issue with me. I have to get in the lab, get in training mode, and open up the command menu and recognize each ability, like Sizzle and everything like that, Kazoom or Kaboom and Zoom and you know, all those hatchet man and all those type of attacks like that. So I have to get really familiar with those names, so I can be able to associate the attacks with those names. So that's a whole never learning curve to itself, especially if you don't have knowledge of Dragon Quest. So you have your homework cut out for you if you're not a fan of Dragon Quest, or you never heard of Dragon Quest, or you just don't know anything of Dragon Quest when it comes to that. So I think this is going to be an interesting turn of events. I like to see what's going to happen at Evo. I like to see what's going to happen in upcoming Smash tournaments with this character. And just because of that too, I find characters that has a unique moveset quite interesting and fun, and I have a desire to see during competitive play, like Ryu and Ken. I love seeing Ryu and Ken in Super Smash Bros. During competitive play, because the character is so unique and the character is such a technical character, and I love seeing technical characters being played at a high level. So I think that even though this character has some ridiculous movesets, I think this character still, in my opinion, is going to be a very technical character, in my opinion. I could be wrong. At the end of the day, when it comes to that, when we start seeing the character perform in competitive play. But I would love to see how this character does perform at high level play when it comes to some of these command menu setups and everything, and I think it's going to be cool. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Hero in action at high level. But that's pretty much my opinion of what I think about Hero so far. Hero is very unique for a Source Fighter, and just a unique Smash character altogether. And you can tell that Nintendo and Sakurai really wanted to put a lot of attention to detail and have a lot of respect for the character. Like I said before, Dragon Quest is a real big deal in Japan, and they really didn't want to mess this character up, and they really want everybody to get their hands on this character. And I think this is going to be a desirable DLC character, especially in Japan. But after seeing the character in action, I believe that a lot of players is going to want to give this character a try and want to purchase the character. Me, on the other hand, I have the fighter pass, so I'll be getting every character at launch. So before I close out, I believe, in my predictions, I think Banjo-Kazooie will probably drop in September, like late September, like very late September, like how Hero was released in late July. Because like I said, they said that Banjo-Kazooie is going to release in the fall window, and of course we want that character. We want to see. We have two characters, so yeah, we have Banjo-Kazooie released in the fall. Then we definitely have to have another DLC character release in the winter in time for the holidays, and then of course in February we have our final character. So I'm thinking that Banjo-Kazooie will most likely drop late September. But I definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about the Hero character, and what do you think about the overall representation of Dragon Quest? Was he represented, the Hero represented well in this game? And what do you think about the stage? I think the stage is gorgeous. And also, what do you think about the music selection? I'm not really too fond of the Dragon Quest music. I never liked the music. It just, I don't know, it's not epic enough, and it's just, I don't know, it just sounds too happy to me. But that's it. If you like this video, you want to see more impression videos or anything Super Smash Bros. Ultimate related when it comes to content on this channel, make sure you hit the bell to be notified in the future, or subscribe. This is MugenLord signing off. See you Game Fiends later. Peace out. It looks like you reached the end of the video. Well, while you're at it, check out some of my other discussion videos by clicking on the annotations below, and don't forget to follow me on other social media platforms to stay up to date with future content. Signing off.